Hello and welcome to day 15 of this shift taking application. So in today's video, now we are going to look at the shift details page. In our last video, if we check here, you can see we created this page for report incidents, and we looked at various input that we can have in our report page here. You can see we have a lot of details that you can fill in when an incident has happened and staff want to report it. So in today's video, first of all, and the first thing that I want to do is to push the code, because remember in our last video we started to commit our code into our GitHub. So what we'll do now, I'll come here, and first thing that I want to show you is how I'm using Git. So here, if I do git branch here, I want to see every branch that I have in my GitHub. So if I do this, you can see we have this branch only, so it is called master. So in today's video, I'm going to add another branch here, and I'm going to create another branch that I will call report or report page. I can do like report page like that. And if I do that now, if I do again git branch, you'll be able to see that I have two now repository or the repos here. I have this here master and then report page. So I want to navigate to go to a report page here. So I'll do git check out like that, and again now I'm going to do report page, and that is to switch to this a branch called report page, that is. So if I do this, and then here I want to also do git branch, and if I do enter, you can see now I have now navigated to this report page branch. So I'll just do the normal now commands to add, git add, and then now I want to commit also, git commit and then -m and then the information that I want. So I'll say added report page like that, report page here. And if I do this now, I can do also git push, and then I'll say origin, but this time I won't be pushing the branch master. I will be pushing report page, this branch here. So let me see. And remember, if you don't want to just go through this process of adding the code to GitHub, you can just skip here. So I'm now pushing this, and now you can see I've pushed this git now, or this branch. So if I go in my GitHub, so this is my GitHub here. So I have already included this git here in my code in description of this video, so that you'll be able also to follow up with this code also. And also remember, you can follow me and also leave a star on this repo. So if I come here and look for this repo, so I want to open the repo here. So if I open the repo, so now you can see this, the repo that we created in our last video. So I'll open this repo, and I want you to notice something. So if we open this repo, you see that we need to also, we need to pull request. So you can see we have a request to compare and pull request, and this is because we have more than 2 branches. This is how the GitHub works. So I want to compare here. I will do compare, and also I will do pull request. And here, let me see, here let me pull request, and this is how the work or the environment for working in a company looks like. So you have your branch, and then other people also have their branch, and then the person who owns the master branch now is the manager or project manager, who will be able to compare your code whenever you push, and then they can merge the branches, that is. So I'll do merge confirm merging. Now it is merging. So if I now go back into, now let me go into insights here, and I want to see my graph, like the one or the network, just like I did in our last video. So if you have not gone through the other video, you can just go in the other video so that we be on the same page and you understand what I'm doing. So right now you can see this is our graph, and this is because we started committing our code here. You can see here, and then again now I have created another branch here. So this branch is called report page here. So, and again here now you can see I'm able now to merge those two branches here. So that is it. At least we have now merged our code, and now we can continue with our tutorial. So here I'm going now to have another page, and this page is this page that we are calling shift detail, or shift and then the ID of that shift. So I'll be clicking on view, and here you can see things that it will contain. You will be able to see all this information. But remember, here we need also to have like something like where to add case notes, and also we need to have a report here, and then clock in and clock out button here down here. Right now you cannot be able in this here because these are the part for, or these are shift for bidding. You cannot be able to see the case notes because this shift doesn't belong to you until you bid, and then you'll see the other part. So if I have this here, if I have this part here like that, so here you can see now all details that we require here, or that we'll have here. So here also I can add case note, so I can say no, and then I can say here if there was a violence, or I can just say, let me add here violence here, and here I can say a violence occurred between the client and this neighbors, something of the sort, and then I can just submit, and I need to double click here. So if it reloads now, you'll be able to see we have this here. We have this what we are calling now the case note. So the case note contains the date, the time, and also you can see we have case, and also we have the notes here. So what we do now is that I'll be coming here into my code, and right now because I want to require this, I'll be able to just remove them, and in here I want to create another page. So this page here we are going to call it shift because it's a shift detail. So I'm going to add shift here. So here I think I can see I have a page that is already called shift. So let me see here. So actually it's already here, so I won't be adding any. So here I'm going also to say shift, or to add this CSS file. So now I can go back here, and what I can do is that I will import now the CSS shift here. So let me try and import it here. Up here, I don't know why I cannot be able to autocomplete. So import, and then here, so you can see it, I have now imported it. So that is it. So the other thing that now I can do is to create parts. You can see here we need to have this part here, this part, and also we have this part here. So let me create now here, inside here now can be able now to create this. So this one we are going to give a class name of shift container. So shift underscore container or hyphen container, like that. And inside here also I'm going to give like another div. So this div here I'm going to give it a class name of shift. And now here I'm going to have like a span here, and this span I'm going to give it a class name of shifts, my shifts here. Let me just remove this hyphen, and then here, or underscore, and add here underscore my shift back, and in here I want to add an icon for going back in, or the arrow that is for going back. So this arrow here, I will be importing it from React icon. So I'll just say import here from React icons here, and then FA or whatever you want to call it. And inside here, I want to import far arrow left. So like other arrows, just like that. I want to include it here or to add it here. So far arrow left like that. So now you can see we have added the arrow, and of course if we save on this, you'll be able to see it here. So actually there's something that I forgot. I need to indicate here or to add the page in our app.jsx. So I'm going to copy this here, and then I'm going to paste down here. This one I'm going to call shift here. But now because we need also to have like a ID for that shift, we need to add this ID here. So here I'm going to also import now the shift. Let me like this one from the pages here like that. Let me see if I have imported it like that, and then here we can see shift from pages and then shift. So if I go back into shift here, and then in our application here, what I can do is that I can say now shift, and then here I can give any ID now, but we will be using IDs, we'll be passing ID so that we can see other things. So we can see that particular shift that is. So here you can see we have added this ID, and you can see the arrow here. So we are going very well. So here also I'm going to add this back, or this here back, and if I do this now, I can be able to see it also. So let me go, and now I need to add the other parts. So the first thing that I need is to have a shift detail, and the shift details is this part here, this one, and also we have this one part here. After now we have added shift detail. So let me come here. I'll be adding here what I will call shift details. So shift underscore details like that, and in here I'm going now to add the details. So here I'm going to add a list, add yeah. So I'm going to add now like an ID. So I'll be copying here. So let me see how I can copy them. So I'm going to add here. So this one will be here. First thing that I have this strong like that, and in here I'll be having an ID like that, and also here I'm going to have like just now the text now. For example, here I'm going to copy this information here like that. Let me put it here, but here also I need to have this like these columns there. So if I do that, and then let me go back into my application, you can see how it looks. So now I will be copying and pasting. So let me copy this, and then I'll be able to paste here. So I'll paste here. This one will be, let's see, location. So location, and I'll be coming here, and I'll be taking from this. So this one here, I'll be taking this location. Location is the same as address. So this one here, I'm going to add here the location. So the other thing here that we can add now is the date and time. So I'll just add date and time like that. So also I'm going to take from here like this one here. You can see how it has been organized. So this one I'm going to paste it here, and also I'm going now to copy this and paste it several times like that. So after this date and time, we also need to have like type. So here we need to have the type. So this is type, and here the type, now I'm going to come here and I can add type as AM, like that. So this one here should be the AM. And also now the other thing that I can do is to make sure also that I add other details. So the other detail that I can add here is duration. So here we need to add duration. So duration here, and here the duration I can add like 3 hours. So 3 hours, like that. So, and again I want to also add, let me see what else that I can add. I can add client. So client here, like that. So now our client here will be, we can just say alloc Mondala. And then what else that I can add is that we can add client and also status. So the status of this shift. So for now I'll be adding pending. I'll say pending. Actually this will add as capital P. So after this, now I don't think we'll have any other information, or we can just add notes, because remember in our shift we have notes. So this one should be notes. And again here also, I don't know what we'll add. We can add here, make sure to clean a room. So like that, and then let me paste it here. Yes, so you can see how we have added it. So now we have finished one side. So we want also to go to the other side now. And the other side, we are going to call it, or we are going to add it as our shift case notes. So here you can see we have this part and we have the other part. So before that, I want to also first of all, here after this UL or the list, also we add the distance. I forget to add this distance. So what I'll do is that now I can add the distance. So to add the distance, I want to add the distance after now this part here, after UL here, because it is not a part of the list here. So what I'll do here is I'll just add distance. So let me say distance here, and if I do distance here, I can add also strong, and here I can say distance covered. So distance covered like that. I think that's the correct spelling. So distance covered, and then here I'll be having an input here like that. In this input we are going to add a placeholder of, let's say, something like 10. So here also I want to add a number to be able to allow only to type numbers, because kilometer are in integers. So also here I'm going to, after this, I'm going to have another div, and this div I'm going to give it a class name of distance. So distance like that, and also update here like that. So here I'm going to have like a span, and here this one is in kilometers. The other thing is that also I'm going to have a button here, and this button I'm going to give it a class name of update distance like that, distance, and then here I can add update. So update like that. So that is it. I want also to first of all format my code. I'll push this down. So now after this, you can see now we have this div here. So after this, now here we can add something else here. So the other part now, which we are calling case notes. So before that, I want to also show you something. I want to come here and show you how our details look like. You can see it is not styled, but we'll do that in the videos that are in a moment. And also I want to now start creating the other part, and the part that we are referring to is this part that has case notes here. So and then we build this part down here that is for report, clock in and clock out. So let's do that. So here I'll add a div, and this one I'm going to give it shift class name of case notes, shift case notes. Here also I'm going to give now I'm going to create a table, and this table here we have a tr, and this one here will have inside here we'll have a th or thead. Here will be date slash time, so that is date and time. Here we are going to have also another th, and this one will be case. Here we are going to have another th here, and this one will be notes. So now after this, now I can have now the other row. So this one here we can have td, and this td here will be, let me add it like that. Also here td we need to have a key, or let me just leave it like that for now. We are going to do that in the coming video. So now this one will be, let me show you. So this one, first one here, we need now to copy this information as our dummy information. When we start fetching from our database, we'll be using the information from our database. So this also we need to have a td again. So this one, I'm hoping that you can see the table here. So this is the table, and here also I'm going to have another td, the last one, and I'm also only going to add that one case note. So I'm going to copy this like that, and then I can add it here. So that's okay. So now we have finished our table. Our table is not that big, and now we can move on now to this part that we are calling now, like here we can move to this part now for adding the case note. So here I'm going to say add case notes. So add case notes, and in here, inside here, I can add a span, and this span we say add case notes like that. Also here I'm going to add another icon, and this one will be alpha f. Here I want to add a plus icon, so here I'm going to add fa plus like that. So I'm going to use it here, fa plus. So because it is hard for me to autocomplete, so fa plus here, you can see it here, and then now I can do that. So this is the icon that I'm going to use here. Also I want to give it a class name so that I can be able to style it. So a class name here, we are going to give it a class name of add underscore case notes, and also I'm going to give underscore icon like that. So this is the part. So this part here we are calling it like add case notes, and also let me have another div here, and this div we are going to call it case notes underscore inputs like that. And in here I'm going to have a label. So a label here, this label we are going to give it like a case, and also I'm going to have another input here like that, and this input will be the one to add case, and then we have also another label here. So this is a label, this one is notes, and in here, because notes, you can add notes in a very big area, we'll use text area. So this part here, so our text area here, I'm going to give it a column of 30, and also we are going to give a row of 10. And also the other thing that I can do now is now to see how it will look like, but also we need a button. So let me first of all also add a button here. Before everything, we need to have a button. So a button here for submitting, so I'm going to give this a button, and also I'm going to add submit like that. So after this, now we'll have another part now. So here we need also to focus on another part, and this part is now the button container, and this button container, so this one is like a class name. So button container, or let me add like a hyphen container like that. So this part that we are going to create now is this part down here, like the one you can see here. So let me start by looking at the first part, and the first part is for report. So button for report, so I'm going to add button, and this button here, I'm going to give it a class name of shift, and then I'm going to add a report, and then I'm going to add btn like that. So this one I'm going to add report, so you can see how it looks there. So, and the other thing is that because you can see this report is button is just way to the left, and you can see the clock in and clock out button are all the way to our right. So what I'll do is that I'm going to add another div here, and this div, I'm going to call this div clock in and then underscore clock out, because it will contains the button for clocking in and clock out, just like that. So here I'm going to have these two buttons, and the first button here is button, I'm going to give it a different name. So here I'm going to give it a class name of shift underscore clock in, and then underscore btn like that. This one will be clock in like that. Let me just leave it like that. So also we are going to have another, so I'm going to copy this because they are similar, but here now I'm going to add, now this one will be clock out, of course. So this one will be clock out, the class name will be clock out, and also here we are going to have a clock out here like that now. So this is clock in also, so there's a space here. So, and this is capital like that. So now that is it. I want now to start styling this part. So I'm going to format my code also. So remember to format your code also as we go. So that is it. Let me save. Let me see how also it looks like. So if I come down here and see, you can see how it looks. It looks really ugly. So what we'll do now, we just go into now styling. So in our styling, we are doing styling using this shift here .css. So the first thing that I need, okay, let me push this down so that I have a space. So the first thing that we need to style is shift, and in here I'm going to give it a margin, and a margin here we give a margin of 3% and then 10%, just like the other pages, because we don't want it to be like have like to extend the whole page, that is. So also here I'm going to add another thing. So display, here we are going to add display flex, and also here I'm going to give height, and the height here will be 200 pixels, or I can just add auto actually, but I will show you what we'll do. So here also I'm going to add to side shift details. So in case if you are wondering which part is shift details, so this is the shift details. You can see this part here, and also now you can see we have done display flex, and you can see now everything is right now you can see we have styled them horizontally. So let me continue. So shift details, yeah, we give it a flex of 1 like that. Also I'm going to give it a padding of 20 pixels. I'm going to give it a border radius, so a border radius, okay, so this is a border radius, so a border radius of, let's say, okay, this is border radius of 10 pixels. Also we are going to have a width, and a width of 300 pixels, and also I'm going to give a margin. So a margin here will be having a margin of 20 pixels, and also we are going to have a height of auto. I'm going to give a background color. Background color here will give this color a 1 ADB F, and then 730F, like this one here. So I don't know the name of this color, so I'm going to just save, and then you can see this color here. So the other thing that we also do is we are going to style like UL or the list. So I'm going to do shift details and then UL here, and I'm going to say list style, and I will say none. This is to remove the dots. So you can see this dot will go away. So this list here dots, if I save this, now you can see they are gone now. So that is it. I'm going also to be able to style other part, like I'm going to, let me style this part that we are calling shift take button. So I'm going to style shift underscore take underscore btn, and in here I'm going to have a margin of 20 pixels and 0 pixels, and here also I'm going to give a width of let's say 150 pixels, and also I'm going to give a cursor pointer. So cursor pointer, also I'm going to give a font weight of, let's say, 900. Also I'm going to give a border, and a border here we are going to give a border of none. We are going to give a color, and a color of white, so this one white here. Also I'm going to give a background color. So background color here will be having RGB, and then 24. We are going to have 92, and also I'm going to have 175, like that now. So that is it. We are going to also to add here padding of 10 pixels, like that. So yeah, so let me style also the other part. So the part that I'm going to style also is case notes, add case notes. So I'm going to say add underscore case notes, like that, and in here I'm going to add a display of Rex, and also I want to align items, to be center. the other thing is justify content. So this is justify content flex end, so just like that. So let me see first of all how it looks. So if we do this, you can be able to see how it looks like. So let me also go back to styling. So here I'm going now to style the other part. So let's first of all style this case note and then the span. So the span here, I'm going to give a margin right here of, let's say, 20 pixels, like that. I'm going also to style case note, and then we are going to style underscore icon, and here in icon I'm going to say cursor pointer, just like that. So this icon, if I save on this, is this icon here, you can see. So the other part now is we are going also to say case notes. So case notes like that, and then underscore inputs, and here I would say display flex, and then display flex, and because I want them to be vertical, I'll say flex direction. So I'll say flex direction, and I'll say column, and that is it. Let me see how it looks. So let me save, and if I look here, you can see now it's starting to take shape. So now here I'm going to, after case notes or this case notes inputs, we are going also to style like a label. So the label here, actually I'm not going to style the label, I'm going to style the button. So in the button here, we are going to now add everything that we had here, this one here. So let me copy this, and then I'll be able to paste here. So let me paste. Actually, don't know why I have not able to paste. So let me copy this, and I'll be able to paste it here. So if I do to save, you can see how it looks. But right now also I'm not going to add this font weight to be there. I don't want it to be there. So yeah, you can see it's taking shape. So, and then we can also be able to style now after the button. We can be able also to style other parts. So this is the case notes, and then inputs, and then I have taken the button. So now I want also to, let me first of all come here. I want to take shift, and then I want to just come here, and let me first of all do one thing. I want to now be able to also do clocking. So for clocking, and then button here, I'm going to give this button here the same like this, everything here like that, and then this one here. But now I want to give this like another color here. So this color, I'm going to give a color of 24 and also 92, and then here I'm going to give 175. So this one for clocking in, let me see how it looks. So actually I cannot be able to see it. So first of all, let me check if how it looks like. So this is shift underscore clock in here. So actually I've made a mistake here. So this is clocking, but here I want also to change this color. So this is 25. So clocking here is 20, is this color is green, so 185. And here I can add the other thing is 25 here, like that. So that is green. So I'm going also to style shift taking button here, but this one will be clock out. So like that. Also I'm going to copy everything here, so and then I'm going to paste here, but this one, now this one will be red, so almost red or something to do with red. So I'm going to add 21 to 41, and then here I'm going to say 84, and then I'm going to add 84 again, like that. So if we do this and come here, you can see how it looks like. So now the other thing that I want first of all is to make sure that I have styled the button container. So the button container is this part down here. So let me do this. Let me go back here, and here now I want first of all to take button underscore all. Let me add like a here container, like that, and I want to style this. So I'll just say display flex, or display to be will be flex. The other thing is that I'll say justify content. Justify content here will be space between. So this one here, I'm going also to have like align items to be center, like that. Also I'm going to have padding of 10 pixels, and also I'm going to have a background color of, let's say I'm going to give a background color of FO, and then I'm going to have like a position will be absolute because I want it to float in the bottom. So or I can say position fixed, and then here I'll give it a position to be bottom. So this one will be bottom, of which will give it 0, and a width of 100%, like that. So that is it. If I save this, yeah, you can see we have this part here. So it is fixed. I cannot be able to see the other part, and I don't know why. So actually this is, I think it's because of this margin that we put in this part. So what I do is that in my code here, I want to remove this container, like that. Actually not, I want to copy all of this, and then I'll paste it here, and then you'll be able to see. Now you can see how it looks. So now the other thing also that we need to do is let me come here in my styling, and up here I'll be able to add, like also here we need to have a margin, like a margin of, let's say 20 also, or let me just add button of margin of 20, and here I'm going to give it a margin of 20 all around. So if I do this, you can see how it looks. So this one we have not now styled, and I want to now style this. So this one, let me see the class name. So the class name here is shift report button. So I'm going to copy this and copy it here. So in my here in my CSS, I'll just paste, and because I've already now done this, I'm going to copy and I will paste it here. But now, rather than now this one, this background color, I'm going to add it to be red. And if I save this, let's see, yeah, you can see now how it looks like. So you can see how our page have come to be. And also the other thing that I want to look at is styling the table, because also I need to style the table to look nice. So here, before I do that, let me first of all take care of this distance part, because I've remembered I've not done the styling. So I'm going to add here the distance covered. So this is the distance. So here I'm going to say or let me see first of all here distance covered. Let me see the distance covered here, this distance. So let me come here in my CSS, and here I want first of all say flex. So this is this display flex. I'm going to add align items to be center, align item to be center, and also I'm going to have a margin of, let's say, 20 pixels and 0 pixels. So here also I'm going to add auto style distance and then input, and here I'm going to add a width of, let's say, 70 pixels, and also a margin of, let's say, 0 pixels and 5 pixels, like that. Also I'm going to have a distance. So this is a distance of, let's say, or this span here, we are going to give it like a margin, and a margin will be of 0 pixels and 5 pixels. Here also I'm going to have color of, let's say, this dark color, and also I'm going to have a font size. So the font size will be a font size of, let's say, 15 pixels, like that. So that is it. And again, there's another thing that I want to style, and this is distance here, and then button. And also here I'm going to take my color here. So I'm going to take this here, and then I'll paste it. So let me copy again to make sure I've copied, and then here I can paste this and then save it. So if I look at this now, you can see I have been able to style this, and also actually I can remove this width because it's too big. So I can be able now to see how it looks like. Distance covered here, you can see how it looks like. So yeah, so that's how we'll first of all leave it like that. Before we start the next video, we look at how we can add the child here to have like one row to have color, the other one to not have, so to alternate, and also to make sure that we have like a distinction between case and notes here. So now we have finished with the front end part. After we have added that the table part here of alternating coloring the rows here, we now move to start integrating. So I'm happy to end this part of styling or creating the design for the front end. In the next video now we start looking at how we integrate those parts. So remember, if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe and also like this video so that you'll be able to be notified whenever I upload another video. So see you in the next video. Have a great day.